Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. We are back with more Olivia's Hydrangeas. We're getting into the leaf, see? And look, I actually moved the camera today because yesterday I didn't. I forgot to move the camera, so I came to this screen and you were all just staring at the shelf. I keep the camera on. But I remembered. Also, hi Natty, how are you doing today? I just real quick need to do something before I forget again. So I'll just do that real quick and then we'll start stitching. Need a little moderating before you stitch. Why? You on about the message that was put in the Twitch chat just now? That's already been dealt with. Seri got them. They were instantly banned because, yeah. But hi doctor, how are you today? Okay. Thank you, Seri. Yeah, Seri's a good bot. Seri's the only bot that we allow. He's a very good bot. Yeah, look at him. He's very chuffed with himself. It's not even showing up on the stream chat. That's very sad. But yeah, Seri's got it. Seri deals with all the bots. Anyway, right now I've done that. Have you tried Saga cross stitch? No. I've heard so many people talk about it, but I haven't tried it. I have been interested in trying it because of the back stitching capabilities, but I'd have to use it on my iPad unless there's an emulator, because it's a paid app as well. So Maple was laying on my feet. I want to craft, but don't like to disturb her. Well, I guess you're stuck there now. I use both, but I do love Saga. Yeah, like it has its uses, I've heard. Like it's very good, like I said, for parents that have a lot of backstitch, because you can mark them off. Whereas Pankeeper doesn't have that capability yet. Like it's only just got 3/4 stitch capability, like compatibility at the moment. Maybe one day Pattern Keeper will be finally released, because you've got to remember that it's still in early access. Despite how old the program is, it's about 5-6 years old now nearly, and it's still in early access. And then they're going to be making the app all over again for iOS. don't use Apple. I got it on my Android tablet. Had to jump for a few hoops, but got it for free. Oh. That's nice to get it for free. I saved us the leaf this time, so when I stitched on this the other day, on Sunday, I finished this whole diagonal and then I did all of this in a day. So we are now starting this section where this leaf comes in. I could have done this too, but I was like, you know what, I'll leave this as our least confetti heavy bit. So that way when I come in Tuesday, we have this, which doesn't look that confetti heavy, but when you see how many strands I have parked there, it's like, ooh, it's a bit much. I think I'm just gonna stay with Pattern Keeper and Markup for now. As great as Saga is, there's like... Is that parked there? Why do I always do this? I remember what I was saying now. Something about Markup and Pattern Keeper. I got distracted because I parked my colour in the wrong spot. I don't even know how I did that, but okay. I think it was just something along the lines of like, I just gonna stick to those two for now because it's more work having to get them Saga compatible if they aren't made for Saga. Like if a designer just makes it for Pattern Keeper and Markup, well technically a Pattern Keeper one will go into Markup regardless, but it's easier to do that than it is to faff about if the designer doesn't use Saga or doesn't make Saga files. I think I'll just stick to Pattern Keeper. I'm also in the process of recharting a magazine pattern. It's the Nature's Walk by Sprouting Lupine. In the Just Cross Stitch magazines last year, she had a series called Nature's Walk, and it's 4 charts, like it was 4 seasonal charts. So they released one magazine in a season, and I was recharting them, even though they'll probably be out as a proper pattern soon, because I really want to stitch it, but I don't want to stitch from a magazine. Like I have a Readly subscription, so I don't pay for the magazine itself, but I don't want to have to stitch off of like essentially a paper chart. If I can get it to go into Pattern Keeper, it'd be so much easier, but I spent hours yesterday after stream figuring out how to turn the PDF. Well, I tried to turn screenshots of the magazine into a PDF that I could put into Pattern Keeper to find out the pages, although they are the right orientation, but the charting itself is sideways. So Pattern Keeper had no idea, so I tried to fix it, that had no idea. So now I'm in the process of recharting. I do it for all my paper charts as well, because I like Pankeeper versions. Although I'm pretty sure if I showed proof of purchase, like, oh, I bought the physical version of this chart, would it be possible for me to get a PDF copy? I'm sure many designers would. I just can't be bothered. You know, I have the time and the capabilities to do it myself. And I have no intentions of giving them to anyone else. The only times I've ever done that is if people that have bought the chart themselves, I know them personally, so I know that they're not going to send it to anyone else. And I also know them well enough to know that they have purchased it and they're not saying they have. And then I send them it so it's easier. Like when the Tiny Modernist Zodiac stitch along came out, they were not Pattern Keeper compatible in the slightest. So I spent ages meticulously recharting the chart as they were coming out, although I got really behind. I done the border, which was that massive border, and I sent that to my friends at the time who were stitching on it, and then I found a mistake and I was like, oopsies. Luckily no one was stitching off of my version yet, but YouTube stopped working? What? On my end it's fine. It says live. The stream health is excellent. It might be worth refreshing. It just kept buffering after I sent that message. Oh. That's weird. Yeah, it's definitely working. I just pulled it up on a different thing just in case the stream version was funny. Oh, that is so behind. Ew. I think it's back. Yeah. Doesn't seem like it dropped on my end because I feel like I would have been notified. Maybe it was just YouTube glitching out for a sec. Oh, bums. I just opened my email by accident. It's fine. There we go. But I just like to rechart my paper patterns and that because I don't want to bother the designer. They're probably getting like loads of messages asking to rechart, like not to rechart things, sorry, to send them the PDFs and that. So, you know, if I can ease up their day and just rechart it, it's fine. So I missed what you said about getting the free Android version about Saga. Yeah, I was basically just saying that I think I'm gonna stick with my with Pattern Keeper and Markup because I don't really want to be faffing with a third app, and with most charts not being Saga compatible and converting the PDF isn't hard either. I mean, I guess it depends on the pattern because I've heard some people say that it's really difficult for some patterns to be converted. And I don't stitch many back stitch heavy, I only said black work then, back stitch heavy pieces, except for black work, which are technically all back stitch, but I can print those out when my printer's working. There we go. Oh my days, I'm having a needle conundrum today apparently. I don't do a lot of backstitch. I love the app for the other qualities. Yeah, I mean there's plus and negatives, but I think one day Pattern Keeper will be fully released because remember it's still in early access and it's still being worked on, so there is a chance that in however many years we could get a update that allows backstitching to be marked. Because we have the capability now to do 3/4 stitches. Groups. Groups of what, Toxa? Groups of stitches? Because I know in Saga you can set it by a section. Groups of style pattern. Oh yeah, groups. Yeah, what I've been saying I've been wanting this whole time. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, groups would be nice though. Group all my starts together, all my 2 starts, all my finishes. Yeah, that would be nice. You're right. My pattern keeper's a bit messy because I like to add all my charts to it, and then I get sick and tired of having to scroll up and down to find the ones I've actually started, so I delete all the ones I haven't started and then I put them back in because I'm like, I like looking at them, and then I end up in the same situation every time. So being able to group them would be nice. Because I know you can do it on markup, you can group them, but it doesn't actually take them out of the main page. So to be able to group them and they not sit in the one page and they sit where they're supposed, like I put all my kitted up ones in the kitting up group and they're actually there and not in the main screen. Like that's what annoys me about markup a bit, because I want to use markup more. I would love to because it's very handy, but again, the groups doesn't work the way I would want. Because I tried using it to group my charts, and again it just puts them in there, but it also keeps them in your main one, and it's I don't want it in my main feed. I thought the whole point of grouping them would be to hide them. Nope. Apparently not. So we're coming up to halfway through this top row. It's about here-ish. Not that you can really see. Wait, where is it? I made a T. According to this, it's here. There's the page. Oh yeah, it is about there, but I've actually drawn that line in the wrong spot. It should be one over. With Saga, you can move them around, so all the ones I stitch I have at the top. Yeah, but it's again, it's another app I'd have to download, another one I'd have to get used to. And I don't like having to learn a new program just to cross stitch, because the point of me cross stitching is I enjoy it. If I'm having to set up an app every time I want to do so, and I'm because I know you can also do sections. If I was like, okay, on stream today, my goal would be to do these like 4 sections on streams, like these 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's all that's left on here. But like, and I was like, I want to do those. And so I said, so it would do just those. It would only highlight all this rather than the whole chart. Like it wouldn't highlight all the stitches in this area, but it'd put like a little box around it so I know that that's what my goal is. But again, that would mean another app. And with me streaming, I would have to get it on here. So like, again, no point. If this was like the final version of Pattern Keeper and they were like, we're not making any more updates, this is the complete version, then I'd be like, okay, maybe I will switch, because this is like the bare bones. But this is still in early access. There's time for them to implement things that can make it just as good, if not better, than Saga. One, two, 4. See, like I said, Pattern Keeper still has many an update to come, so we'll see what it has in store. Also, Our Forest Embroidery have released some new charts, and they are so pretty. There are 2 that I really, I mean, there's loads I really like, but the 2 newest ones. Where is the other one? I see one. Where is the other one? I literally had it earlier, because someone in one of the Discords I'm in posted it, and now it's not here. Hang on, new and popular. No. What? Thing is, I have never stitched an Our Forest Embroidery. I've bought a few of their charts. Obviously, they do lots of frog ones, so I've bought lots of their frog. Well, I shouldn't say lots of their frog ones. I've bought a selection of their frog ones. Oh, there it is. If I just went on to digital charts, it would have come up. I'm dumb. It's fine. Where's Google? so I can show you guys real quick. Where's the Google on the YouTube one? There it is. Look at this. So there's this crow one. Harbinger of Winter. This was beautiful. And this is like their own thread. But look at those colours. Oh, beautiful. And but this one, Snowcat. Look at the little robins. But again, their whole store, and they have Saga compatible because they are a Russian-based company. And the Moonlit Owl, or the Moonlight Owl, and the Moonlight Cat, and the Pumpkin Knight, all of these are very good. Like, I want to stitch every single one of these, essentially. They're just so cute. Like, I love this. Right, the open there. Look at the birdies. There's a little cockatiel. Oh, that's so cute. And there's frogs on it too. Look at the little cockatiel. I'm just gonna close all these before I have like 20,000 tabs open. But they have these are all just so great, and you don't have to buy the kits. Also, this is what I meant when I said they have lots of frogs. They have a whole series of this frog couple. Like, you can see them down here. There is a whole couple of these, like a series of them, and it's like, oh. And look at that little band down there. Yeah, again, they are Russian, so it's hard to get like the charts. Like, not the charts, the digital ones, they're fine. They also have an Etsy. If I go onto my Etsy right now, hang on, I have to refresh it. See, this is the Etsy. Where'd that open? Of course, open there. So this is the shop name. And again, you can see how many of these I favorited, but they have the little wood folk. I have this one because, yes, of course I do. Then they have the wonderful frog life. This is what I meant by the whole series, but they have them bunched up into series, so it helps you find them. All of these, like, I really want to stitch all of these. Like, there's this fox and this goose. Ugh. And all these, the Secret Life of Cats. I need this one. This is a cross stitches one. There's these snail houses. Again, a whole series. They have bigger charts. They have smaller charts. The Gifts of Nature. These are beautiful. Cookery book. Again. Ugh. So good. They've got dinosaurs. If you like dinosaurs, I want to get this one because I saw someone working on this and I was like, what's this? Again, saw that again. There's the seasonal one. A bestiary. These ones are great. These bigger ones here. An Eastern series. I love this one. I know I said that about lots of them, but look at this. I have a few of their charts, but you can keep the frogs. Yeah, I'll keep the frogs. But these ones have specialty stitches. Like this, look at this. Look at that. Just intricate stitches. Oh, the fish. I know they're koi fish, but the koi. Oh. Again, more. I think these are just satin stitches, so. Oh, yes, I was right. Satin. I know my embroidery terms, apparently. They have fairy tale characters. I have this one. I think I have this one. I'm pretty sure I have this one. I know I have this one. I'm pretty sure. Again, I say that. I should just look in my files, but I'll look later. But I'm pretty sure I do. I have this one. I know I have that one. Birds. If you like birds, they have a whole series of birds. Again, lovely. Berries. Do you like berries? Because they have berries. Flowers. Lots of pretty flowers. I do love this one. Oh, look, some hydrangeas. Oh, it's to go with Olivia. Oh, and there's this is nice too, the misty morning. And then the last thing I'll show is the reefs because we're at the end, but look at these. Oh, so good. But I will stitch the frog ones. That's fine by me. Anyway, back to stitching again. To you too, Carly. How are you doing today? Thank you for the resub, Carly. 11 months. Oh my god, and Doctor coming in with the 50 stream streak. Oh my goodness. Thank you both. I appreciate you. Oopsies, I've turned the light on. Oh, I should say at some point, the dogs and the birds might start screaming because I am currently on my own because my granddad and sister are at the hospital. My granddad had an appointment and my sister has to pick up some of her meds. So there's a chance when they both come home, the dogs, well, one dog, Cleo, and then Spike, particularly for the birds, will just start making noise. Oh look, speak of the devil. Are you ready for the? I just heard Spike start up his engine then. He's like, meh. I don't know what's going on with this stitch. It just feels funny. But it looks fine. But when I pull it, it looks weird. I think you can tell already today you're getting the tired Emma. Even though I'm not tired. I'm just feeling very bleh today. My hernia stopped me from sleeping last night because it does this every now and again. I get this horrible pain in it, like someone's grabbed hold of my bag and is tugging on it, and it's really uncomfortable. So I didn't sleep very well last night. I think it had something to do with Zelda using me as a jungle gym yesterday night, or me leaning like I was yesterday on stream to thread my needle. Because I don't think I should have been doing that, but I needed to thread the needle, so. I did make some decent progress on on death last night after stream. Fixed the issue I had. Remember the parked thread that was in the wrong spot? I fixed that, so that was good. So Carly, what are you eating? What are we eating? Because depending on what's being eaten, I might join in. Punching things now, sorry. There's like not a lot of room between me and the webcam. Also, this looks like a oh, what's that? What is it? What is it? Come on, brain. Battenberg cake that I can't eat. Because the icing is marzipan and I'm allergic to almonds. Didn't find that out, and there's me just eating marzipan going, why does my mouth feel funny? Oh, almonds. That would make sense. Not to me at the time. Is it hard to get threads out of the bobbins? I never used them before. I don't think it is, though I take the whole lot out because it's easier, because then it doesn't have a chance to get knotty. I know some people will just pull the one strand, but because I wrap them all round together, it's easier for me just to take them all out. But I definitely think it's better than what I used to do, which is where I used to just wrap the thread around my fingers. Like, I used to just wrap the thread around my fingers and then I'd tuck it in my grime guard, and then I'd need a thread and I'd pull it out and it'd be tangled with 3 other threads, and I'd be like, God damn it. Because I actually need to get these 3 parked threads out because they're in this square. So I'll just pull on it and see, look, it just... That was not in camera, but I just pulled on it and it just comes out. And then I'll take the 3 I need. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll just move that needle miner out of the way real quick. Because it's not knotting up, I'm not tying a knot, I'm just wrapping it round. And then pinch it down. And then I can actually, if I do this, because I need to move it down a bit more, I can just gently tug on it and the threads just move out. I definitely recommend these for your parked threads, because I've seen people wrap them around actual bobbins, like the bobbins your thread comes on, and then they use like a hairpin or a bobby pin to hold it together, and I find like that's asking for a knot because it's like, no thanks. But they're also very good for when you're parking threads in the next diagonal and you don't want like 20 threads sitting across your needle minder, so I will just, yeah, when you see my whip braid, you'll see my threads are just hanging around. I need bobbins, just nervous it would tangle and hard to manage. Honestly, I don't think these are, because I have them on almost every single one of my full coverages. I say almost because some I don't have any part threads on, or if I do it's just 3. I'm not going to waste a whole bobbin for that. Ivory Crow has maybe 2. The 6 Portals has maybe 2. Death has 2. This one has just 1 at the moment. Though I do recommend buying, these are Bob E's, so BOBEEZ. And I recommend buying more than 1 lot because you only get, I think, 6 in a pack. And depending on the full coverage you're doing, you'll definitely need more. But it also, in my opinion, it helps with the threads not fraying as much when you, because I find when they're like this, like just loose like this, and you're stitching, they can get frayed easier. So having them tied up helps. Because I've actually been seeing that some cross stitch companies, like the Chinese based ones, like Painting Fairy, and I think it's called 5 Stitch or something. It's like Painting Fairy's sister company. They actually give these bobbies with the kits now, but they're not these ones. They are obviously like the Chinese. I don't want to say knockoffs, but they don't look as good quality, in my opinion. I think it needs to go there. It does, yes. I may go buy some because yes, mine are a bit frayed and hard to manage, yeah. And like these aren't even my stupid lengths. When Melody of the Night comes back out in February, and well, basically any of my pre-kits, like pre-gang thread packs, so Melody of the Night, the 10th Doctor, Sleeps with Butterflies, Ivory Crow, they all have stupid lengths, like the Freddie Mercury meme length. And I have them, some of them have bobbins on, like these on them, and they're so nice. I also think that it doesn't matter how long you have them on, because sometimes when you have a thread on a bobbin, they curl, which can also make them hard to use, but I don't think these cause my threads to curl. Anything that you thread out, actually. Even though it's all the way down here. I do. So many of the tips and tricks that I use, I learned from watching floss tubes and being like, what was this? What's this? It's like I never knew about these pony needles until I think I saw someone talking about them, and then I just got them on a whim because I got them off Amazon, and I was worried that they might be like fake needles because, you know, when you buy things off Amazon, they can definitely be the knockoff version or a cheaper version of a product with fake packaging and things. But they were only like £1 something, so I wasn't gonna be too mad if they were. I would have just been like, oh, there goes a pound, so I'll just, you know, oh well, never buy those again. But no, these have actually become my favourite needles. I use them on every project that will hold them because sometimes I like to leave a needle in the fabric like this. Like, you've seen me do it so many times, and I'll come back and sometimes my needle's not there, and it's because the hole is not small enough, so it just falls out, and I'm like, oh, okay. Because that's a little annoying because I like to keep it in my fabric so I know where it is, but then it disappears because it just falls through the gap. I need to fill out my logbook today because I haven't been keeping up with that. What I need to start doing is, if I don't do it that night, I need to do it in the morning, but you know, it's fine. I'll just do it. But as long as I do it before Friday, it's fine. Hi, Kel. Ooh, colour, I know, right? Instead of black and grey, colour. And look, a leaf. Also, yeah, this is also monotonous because it's just the same few colours, and now we actually have a leaf. The only problem is though there is quite a bit of confetti in this leaf, so it's like it doesn't look like it, but there's definitely like a little bit coming up. But the things we do. How are you today, Kel? I said yesterday, I'm keeping this one and Death Out this year. They're not going away. I want to see how much progress I can make on them by I'm not going to work on them every single day because I won't be able to with all my other planned stitching and things. But on like weekends, I might just work on like Olivia for one Saturday and Sunday, Death the next, or how I feel like it, and just go from there. And then when we do the end of year whip parade, we'll see how much progress I made. I'm here working. Boo. Boo, I say. To working, that is. I think, yeah, what I'm going to do for mini March is I'm going to work on the Goddess of the Starry Night and then kit up Hubble Bubble to do as a regular one. And I'm pretty sure there should be enough left over because I got the Thread Geeks thread pack for 25 count. So I think if I do it on one on 40, as in 40, that was a bit nerve-wracking. I was doing that blind. That there should be plenty of thread for 1 over 1 on 28 after. If not, I have the DMC. I can just buy a skein here and there. It's not going to be the end of the world. Because I just don't think with the owner of Thread. Sorry, that was my keyboard. I'm so sorry. I went to go reach for it and I dropped it. Sorry. So I went to go look on Unconventional to show you all the... I don't even remember who it's from now. That's the problem. Oh, there we go. So this is Goddess of the Starry Night. So this is one I think I'm going to do on the 40 count. Just because it's just like, it's a small chart. See? So I can do this. Have they got a sale on? Oh no, unconventional. Why is there a sale? Oh no, I literally said earlier that if unconventional do a sale, I'm going to pick some of these charts that are on my wish list. And then they go and run a sale? Oh no. When was this announced? I haven't had an email or anything. Uh-oh. I can't get anything until I get paid anyway. But there's a sale. Well, whoops. I'm just frazzled now. But come March, oh, I did make the stream schedule for February. I haven't posted it yet because I haven't put my dates down for the floss tubes I'm recording, so I can just show you what it looks like. Can anyone, is this readable? Because I know I've been messing about with making it look pretty, but is this readable? But this is how the stream schedule is looking for February. Again, I just wanted to put when I'm recording Stitch with Me's on this side, which is a weekend. I know technically I should have this one filled in because that's the first, but we're ignoring that because this is only for when I stream. I know you can't see this corner because the clock's there, but ignore that. But you can read everything, right? That's readable. I was trying to find colours that matched the pattern. Yes? Oh, good. Because I asked my mum and she was like, I can't read this one. And I was like, you can't read the 6 portal? She said it looks blurry. And I'm like, I think it's fine. But I thought I'd check. She was seeing it from halfway across the room though, to be fair for her, but this is also my bigger screen. It's not my 4K one, but it's my bigger one. You guys are on my smallest one now. But as long as that's readable, so yeah, so this is how it'll work. There's the show and tell on the last Wednesday. This is how it's going to look, so you can all be excited. Look at this one and this one. These don't look centered for some reason, well with this one. They're supposed to be, but this one doesn't. This one looks off. I might have to fix that, because that's going to bug me. But I think the rest are centered. Canva's very weird when it comes to centering things, because it tries to center it different to how I would. I want to center it in the square, but it tries to center it with like the whole thing. It's like, no please. But yeah, I'll fix that, and then we will have that posted. Well, I'll have that posted, and I'll just add a little reminder that the Monday stream may or may not happen on the 2nd. Just because that's when we're supposed to be having our ceiling fixed. They can't paint the ceiling though, because we have birds. Because we have to get special paint to do that. It's the smell that's really bad for them. It's why when I paint my nails, I go into my nan and granddad's room because I can close the door. I can't close this door. Plus, this room's so big, it would take hours to ventilate, and we can't open the windows in here. So that's why I go in their room to paint my nails. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that's fine. I'm looking at the wrong colour. It's fine. Damn, that just pulled my whole thing out. No. The reason why I brought up the stream schedule is because in March, not only have I got to somehow figure out where diamond painting's fitting into this schedule, I'm also going to be adding gaming streams back, and those will be on Sundays, but they won't be every Sunday. They'll be every other Sunday. So we'll be finishing Hollow Knight, and then maybe we'll do some oh, that's fine. That's supposed to be there. I had to pick up that thread. Like, what is that? You know, it's supposed to be down there for now. And then maybe a new Cult of the Lamb game where I play through that, and you guys can be my villagers. Because if you have Twitch, I've integrated it with Twitch, so you might actually have noticed in the redeems there is one that says something about a cult totem. I should have turned that one off ages ago, but I forgot. Contribute to the cult's totem. That's for that. So, like, again, I should have turned that off, but all those gaming streams will be Twitch exclusive, but I might make a separate VODs channel on YouTube to put the VODs for people that can't make them to watch. Because I don't want to stream these on YouTube because of the fact that it will upset YouTube's algorithm. My YouTube's been doing pretty well at the moment. Why is everyone announcing things whilst I'm streaming? But I'll have to play around with my stream schedule after February to fit diamond painting back in, because I'm loving working on all my full coverages, and if Melody of the Night in the Six Portals comes out, there's nowhere for these. Like these smaller, well, not these smaller, these non-Haid full coverage, because although they could fit into Haid Stay, because Haid Stay is just my general term for full coverage, because I think Haid Stay for a Thursday sounds better, because we already have full coverage Fridays. But that's for the Six Portals, because that one is like I said, my big BAP. because I used to do mystery Mondays, which is where I worked on a mystery painting. Then I would do like a general whip Tuesday where I worked on my other ones, and that was fine. And then Wednesday was, oh, I did say I was going to do one a week. Like I was going to do diamond painting one week, cross stitch another. So again, there are things that I can think of. But it might be Mondays would be the mystery kit on the diamond painting week, and then Tuesday to Friday would be whatever whip I pick that week. That's already been started. Again, I will figure this all out, and it'll be ready for March, because I've also got to do my miniature March and my monochrome March in with that. So Maple is back, so you're trapped again. But did you grab a project in the time she was gone? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Grab that project so when she comes back, you're like, no. Oh, I had a phone call this morning because there's a new company taking over the prescriptions for stoma supplies, like ostomy, urostomy, and I can't remember what the other thing was, but it was another type of thing. Oh, it was catheters. That's what it was. Not that I use any of the other things, I only use the bags, like the stoma supplies, but they're just doing all of those services now, and it was the introduction phone call. And I don't need to tell you about what the phone call was about, I just did, but when I was on the phone, Zelda comes up on my desk and he goes, meow, right in the mic, and I'm like, God damn it. He just jumps on my desk, rubs up against my face whilst I'm on the phone to this man talking about like my prescriptions for my bags and stuff, and Zelda just rubs my face and goes, meow. And I'm like, thanks, bud. So I had to lean back because I was like, I don't want cat hair going in my face, like in my eye, whilst I'm talking to this man on the phone, because I'll be like, yeah, that's good. Ah. But Zelda makes me laugh when he just climbs on the desk and he just comes up to me and goes, meow. And I'm like, yes, bud, what do you want? He's gotten real cheeky though, like, we all know he's not allowed on the desk when I'm cross-stitching because he goes for my thread, and I've told him if he just laid there like Molly does, he wouldn't have to get off. It's for his safety and the protection of my thread. So there I am, stitching, and I turn around to go talk to my mum real quick, and my mum like goes, like, she does the head gesture, like, look at your cat. I look at Zelda, his paw is literally coming from this side here, and he's reaching over to my parched threads whilst I was working on death. And I just see him, and I look at him. I turn my head to look at him. He just starts going like licking his paw. Like, I wasn't about to touch your threads. I was just stretching to clean my paw. And I was like, Zelda, I'm not stupid. I've played this song and dance with you. But it does make me laugh when cats do that. They're like, I'm so sneaky right now. I'm reaching for the thing I know I'm not allowed to touch. And then they get caught and they go, I was just grooming myself. It's fine. Look, I wasn't touching that thing at all. No. It's like, of course you weren't. No, of course you weren't. That's just Zelda, though. That's just what he's like. And if he's not trying to eat my thread, he's sitting on my keyboard and pressing buttons that turn my keyboard into modes I didn't even know I had. He one time pressed so many buttons on my keyboard that my computer was like, do you want to shut down? I was like, no. And then I had to Google what the combination of keys he pressed. He somehow managed to press, like, I can't remember what they are now, but it was like something where it was like impossible for him to just press them with just his belly slam he does. And I was like, what the hell did you do? Like, we've all seen him take me out of Pattern Keeper, where I'm sitting here stitching away, and then he comes along and Pattern Keeper closes, like the pattern comes off, and I'm like, hey. Molly's done that too. Molly has a very dangerous tail. She wags that tail so ferociously. If she was a dog, she'd have happy tail syndrome. Or our legs would be covered in bruises. Our legs used to be covered in bruises when we first got our dog. Because we used to have a Jack Russell, so he was very small, so it didn't matter. And then we got Sophie, our first Rottweiler, and her tail just whacked you. Me and my sister had bruises just up our legs. It was very fun to explain that there was nothing going on at home, it was just our dog wagging her tail so much. And it's like, if abuse was happening at home, I'm pretty sure they do it in places where you wouldn't have seen it. For this reason. But we're like, no, it was our dog. She was so happy, constantly wagging her tail. And now Cleo does that. And Cleo knocks things off of places. Oh, I was supposed to do a Gabbard too. Hey. This is what happens when you yap and stitch too much. You'll make mistakes. Thankfully, it's a very minor mistake. See, easily fixed. Oh, I just turned that webcam light back on. God damn it. I'm so glad I don't do speed stitches, like where I speed up my stitching on my videos, because that one would have needed that. I think it was the second, what was it? The 6 portals one, where I just kept turning that light on like every few seconds, and I was like, oh, I'd have to add an epilepsy warning to this if I just kept like do. I just wish, I don't know why I've ticked that. I'm not even on that colour yet. I'm still here. about to start getting into the leaf now. So with this thread right there, that will let me know that all these threads right here need to come off. Then these few threads here, these 3 strands, we'll put back. It's technically going to be 2 because the third one won't fit properly. In the bobbin for now. I'm making a mess. Hang on. I'm grabbing too many strands. There we go. No, it's not that one. It's the red strand. And then we'll need another new colour. Right, now I can do, no, now I can do this stitch. I am wondering, because normally January is a very slow stitching month for me, like I don't make as much progress as I have done this year. It is going to be interesting as the year goes by to see if I keep up this trend. Like of having... There will definitely be days where I won't stitch at all because I'll be diamond painting, because again, I really need these diamond paintings finished. Although as of last year, I had no projects I brought through from 2024. I think all my projects are 2025, like whips, like active whips. I'm pretty sure they are all started last year. Oh, yes. I was about to say, oh, because I clicked on land and count. This is 2024. That was when I received it. I started it in April last year. This one I started in June. That was September. This was also April. Yeah. This one was July. This one was January, August, and July again. Yeah, so there were no whips from 2024, which is good because I finished all them I finished all them in 2024. Like, I don't think I'm going to be finishing all of them this year. I don't know if I already done that, but... Yeah, colour we get to start and then park already. Sorry, I'm punching you guys again, I'm so sorry. That's the new colour. I can't wait to get into this 3809. It's like my favourite dark teal colour. Again, like I said, my modern folk embroidery, no time like the present, is 3809, no, 3808 and 3810. This may have been asked before, but your girl have horrible memory, but what type of games do you like? I mean, I like all types of games, mostly. I don't like the first person shooters like COD and Battlefield and things like that. I hate most games that have an online multiplayer, except for if it's one where I don't have to play with other people and I can play either on my own or with friends. Like, I don't mind playing things like Final Fantasy 14 online because I'm not having to interact with other people. I can ask my friends to help me do the raids and things. But I hate racing games too. I used to love them. I hate them now. Don't like them. I don't like football games, like the FIFAs. Hate them. So basically, I like every other genre. I will play horror games. I will play RPGs, JRPGs, indie games. I just won't play any of the other ones. If that helps. But if you want specific games, I like playing Hollow Knight. Like I said as well, Final Fantasy 14 online, the Resident Evil series, the Lara Croft Tomb Raider series. What are the other ones? I have them. Hang on, where's my? Let me look at Steam. I also like puzzle games, so I have lots of puzzle games on my Steam. I like Souls-like games, like the Dark Souls series, including what is it? There's a game called Blasphemous that it isn't by FromSoft, but it's a Souls-like. And there's another Crab's Treasure, which is a Souls-like again. I love the Assassin's Creed series, though I haven't played any of the newer ones. The last newish Assassin's Creed I played was Odyssey. I haven't finished that either. And then I have the Batman Arkham series. I love that too. I also have like the Crash Bandicoot trilogy and what was the Crash Bandicoot and the Spyro series. Graveyard Keeper, Hades 1 and 2, though I haven't played 2 yet. I haven't finished 1. House Flipper 1 and 2. Kingdom Hearts, I love Kingdom Hearts. Power Wash Simulator 1 and 2. I am loving Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that game warped my old motherboard though, because of how hot it got. I was playing that game so much when I was recovering from surgery in 2021. I changed my motherboard and it was warped, and I was like, oops. But yeah, and lots of my games I got because I have the Humble Bundle choice. Well, Humble choice. I have Sonic Frontiers, which is on here. So if anyone wants that, and you have Steam, I can give you that if you want it. But the next lot of Tomb Raiders on there, I want those so bad. But yeah, I'm not fussy when it comes to games, except for, like I said, the footballs and the racings and the first person shooters that have an online component. And I know some people play the Call of Duty series and the Battlefield series and that, and they don't do the online. But when those games are getting more and more expensive and you're only playing for the single player, it's like, what's the point? I do have Warframe downloaded, which is technically a first person. It's basically a first person shooter. Kind of, it's a third person though. And and it's an online game, but I don't have to play with other people. So like I'm fine with online games where I'm not relying on having a team that aren't friends. Because I hate talking to people I don't know in like that kind of way, especially being a woman on the internet. Most of us probably know what it's like to get into a lobby. Like, I remember when I played Counter-Strike, but I always played that with bots and not online, or with friends. We'd have a lobby, and I remember one of them saying to me, never play this on your own, because I was also still I was like an early teenager at the time. Still a child, but I wasn't a child and I wasn't an adult. And they were like, never ever go on this game on your own and talk on it in the lobby. And I was like, why? And they were like, because you're a girl. They were like, do you want unsolicited pictures in your DMs? And I was like, no. And they were like, then don't ever say a word. And I was like, oh, okay. Turns out the reason why he was warning me is because he was a sex pest himself. But, you know, we live and we learn. I was not happy when I found that out. I found out he'd done it to others, like not sent them pictures or anything, but was very inappropriate and asked them questions that were very inappropriate. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm downloading Steam right now. Yeah. Prepare to have your money spent, because there are so many good games on Steam. Although there's also lots of porn games on there. But you can filter those out. But it's very awkward when you're browsing and it's like, oh, this is, oh, I see. Okay. I don't want to pay Sims at the moment, looking for a new game. Oh, there is a new Sims-like game coming out. I don't know what it is. I can't remember what it's called, but there is that other one that I've had people talk about again. I can't remember. Play Sims, not pay. Yeah, I realised what you meant after I'd said it. It's one of those things where I read, I'm like, oh. Heartopia, is that the one that's like a Sims? The new Sims, as people are calling it, Little? Also, hi, Little. But you also don't want to pay Sims either, so I also get it. So it was a double statement. Yeah, and hi. Yeah. How are you today? Come on. That was a bit difficult because there is an end of a thread there, so there was a little knot. See, that's why my thread can't get through that gap. I spent hundreds of dollars to some already, which is upsetting, yeah. Yeah, there's lots of people that have given money to companies before they found out either the companies are scum of the earth and support things that go against what they publicly stand for. You know, like they'll be all, oh, we support LGBTQIA+, but then donate to like the Trump campaign, and it's like, well, you don't then, do you? Every time I do that, I get scared I'm going to rip my fabric. Will I continue to do it? Yes, because it helps get my thread through. Two, three, four. 2, 3, 4. But the way I see it is you've already spent the money, like especially when it comes to these like shady companies too. Like you've already bought it, as long as you don't give them any more money. I think it's fine to enjoy what you've already purchased, and if it's a product, to use it up and then again never buy it. And some people won't, like I know there's lots of cross stitch designers that have come out in support of things that go against other people, and people have bought the patterns as already, and rather than bin it because that's a lot of money for certain things, they will just stitch it, and they won't tag the designer, they won't say who the chart is, like who it's by, and they'll just be like, here's the finish. I was enjoying working on it, then I found this thing out, and now I don't support this company because it does suck. It's like Hands Across, is it Hands? I don't want to get this wrong, so I want to make sure I get the exact company right real quick, because I don't want to say what I was about to say and it turns out it's not. Let me just go to this. I just need to scroll up in this one Discord real quick because it's all in here so I can remember who it's from. Hands Across the Sea samplers were called out because they made a post with AI, and when people voiced their displeasure and how disappointed they were, they doubled down and started getting very blocky and deleting things because it's really bad. Look, let me pull the picture up. This is what they posted. I'm good. How are you? I'm good, Lil. This is what they posted. Look at this bad AI. And again, this is a company. Like that doesn't even say love. That says lomk, maybe. Lomk. But it's like once a cross stitch designer uses AI, even if they're not using it for their charting, it's very difficult to not separate the two, because if you're already cutting corners to make graphics, who's to say you aren't going to start cutting corners to make cross stitch patterns? And then I think this is even worse. So after they called out apologized. You can't see I'm doing air quotes. And then not long after, when that storm hit America, not the current storm, Storm Goretti, they then posted this, and it's like, how sorry are you? This is also another AI image, and it's like, you couldn't, like, this, I think this is also very distasteful, because people died during this storm, and it's very distasteful, in my opinion, to post an AI graphic. Not even, take the AI out of it for a second. The fact that they made, let's pretend that this was all stock images that they compiled together. Like, why would you do this? Why not just have a Storm Goretti on a plain background and then post all this rather than this? And imagine, every time you use AI, you are contributing to this. To this. So yeah, when you post that you really care about the environment, but you post AI, who actually cares? But it, you know, it's just very disgusting. And then when we do have actual cross-stitch designers switching to AI to make their charts, it's a slap in the face, really, isn't it? So when a company comes out and they do stuff like this, some people will be like, I'm never going to stitch a new chart. I'm going to stitch what I've already purchased prior to this, and that will be it. And I think that's fine. I think you're allowed to do that. I also think you're allowed to change your mind and say, actually, the company has changed their decision. They have disavowed the use of AI and have done things to rectify it. I feel comfortable to stitch on their stuff again. So it's all about allowing people, you know, you can't just be like, right, that's it. You're not allowed, you know, you made a mistake. You're not allowed to apologize. You're not allowed to do something to fix it. That's it. Banished. I think depending on what it is, you should allow certain creators a second chance. But when they continuously do this, it's just a slap in the face. Again, depending on what it is, like using AI, if they don't know and you educate them and then they still do it, it's like, well, there you go, slap. If it's anti-LGBTQIA+, they don't get a second chance. If it's racism, again, maybe no second chance. I know, depends how recent it was though, because if you were a child, then that's a little different. Again, everything you have to weigh up. And again, if the apology isn't meant for you, it's not our place to accept it. Like if a person's apologizing for racism, me, a white person, cannot say, oh, that's a great apology, welcome back, because that's not for me. You know, that's meant for the people that they offended. If they're like, this is a terrible apology and you should feel bad, then that's what they say. Anyway, I don't know why I went onto that topic. So sometimes these things need to be said, you know? One of the birdies is having a sing-song downstairs. What's everyone working on today? If people are working on things, again, if you're a lurker, you don't need to quite a lurk to tell me. It's fine. I'm just being nosy now. A hat for Casper, or the second king. Yeah, did you see the pic of the first king? I did. He looks great. As a reminder for anyone else, I don't react to things until I show them off on stream, because if I react to them before I show them, I will forget. So that's why I'll see things and I'll be like, oh, that looks great, but then I don't react to it. And it's because, like I said, if I do, I use that as a stopping point, so I know which ones I have and I haven't shown on stream when I do the show and tell. So that's why. But I did see a doctor. It does look great. It looks so good. With his little... He's the one holding the myrrh, isn't he? But that greenish yarn looks so good. I say greenish because it looks like the sky color on Olivia. It looks like this to me, which isn't a pure blue. It's like a greeny blue, like this one, not the greeny one underneath, but this top one. I can't wait to see the next one. Want me to forward all those pictures or not? I mean, it's up to you entirely. You can forward them if you want. Because it does make it easier if all the whips and that are in that one channel, so I can find them easier rather than having to like scroll through 20 different channels. But I'm also fine with scrolling through 20 different channels. Because not everyone knows how to work Discord. Especially when they're on mobile and things and it's not as easy as on PC. What I plan to do tomorrow when I do the whip showcase is I'll do a little how do I forward this to this channel explanation for anyone who is unsure on how to do it. Because it just saves you posting twice. This I think is, yep, so new strand. There is supposed to be this. I think that's this, and then there's that. Oh, that is on a new. Never mind. So it's just this I need. Another. What am I running over this bag? Yep, the bag. Ugh. I'm stuck on it now though. Yeah, I need to swap this bag for a box because the bag's collapsing. Have I used any of this thread yet? No. Okay. Because I'm trying not to put any of my leftover threads back on here. So if I use a colour and I'm done with it, like I'm done with it and it's not in the rest of this diagonal and it's nowhere in this one, I'm putting it on my thread bed because that's just easier, especially when the lengths are like yay long and they're like too short to be put back on and they don't get torn up. So I was just checking if I had any over there, but I haven't touched this colour yet, so no. At least I don't think I have, but I'm pretty sure the only place it would have been in is in the butterfly. Oh my goodness, the second ad break is approaching? What? I think I was about to be like, why are there so many of these colours down at the bottom of this diagonal? It's because we're getting into the bow onto the top of her hat. That's why. I haven't put the picture up that I normally do so I can show you. Well, I know I've got the picture. Hang on, this picture. Wait, my finger's too high up there. But I like to also have the bigger one that I can show you. We just wait 20 minutes for Notion. So this one, so I think because we're about here-ish, it's the very edge of this bow. Oh, you can't see where I'm clicking, hang on. Oh. This bit, because we're about here-ish. Because the page ends about here. So we get a teeny tiny portion of that bow. Sorry. There we go. I must have caught my mic at some point because it moved. Wait, I didn't realize. I'm watching Crafty Gaming Jamie's about her video about the hate sale this year. I didn't realize you got the whole chart up front. I thought that they were doing it how they always did it, which is where you get the parts every quarter. But that explains why people are upset about it. Like with the Amy Stewart reward. Like that confused me. Because not last year, I know you said last year, 2024, when they restarted the hate sale, and I took part and I did the Ciro Marchetti one. I did obviously the frog one. I think it was from the Forest Guardian. I could be getting this completely wrong. Again, it's like 2 years ago now at this point. I don't remember what the big one was from, but it was the one with the mouse and the fox and all that. But I did the frog one for very obvious reasons. But we got a chart every quarter, and we had to and some people had to have tutorials on how to import them into Pattern Keeper. So maybe that's why they're not doing them like that anymore, because they got fed up with people asking. And it's like, sorry, but most people aren't up with technology. Like, if you don't want to be asked the same question 20 times and have to answer it 20 times, don't host a stitch along. It's like, it doesn't matter to me how many times I'm asked the same question a stream. I will answer it the same time, the same way every time. Maybe with a bit more detail if the person seems confused with the explanation I gave. But I won't be like, how dare you? I just answered that question. How dare you ask it again? I've done it as a joke. I can't remember what the context was though. I just finished explaining something, and then someone asked the exact same question. I was like, I literally just answered that. But it was in a complete joking tone. I never meant it to come off as it was more like a, I love how easy you start a thread. I'm still practicing that part. I've been doing this for 2 years now. I started this method on the hate sale actually. I have adapted it. I used to do the one where you would cut this bit, but I felt like that left too short a strand, and my knots felt like they were undoing. So I adapted it. Sometimes they don't start. Sometimes I spend 5 minutes trying to start a thread. It depends on how well the thread wants to play ball that day. Hi Mischief, how are you doing today? A new colour. Well, it might not be a new colour completely. Oh, I think it is a new colour. Actually, the ads are going. It's only a minute and a half left to go. You made that one look so easy. The one I did before that, I had to struggle a bit. So, you know, it evens out. I am going to take a quick break. I suddenly really need to go use the bathroom. But when I come back, we'll grab this new thread. Oh, you can't even see. We'll grab that new thread there. And we'll do that. But I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Sorry. It's one of those things, you know, where you don't need to go. And then suddenly you're like, oh my god, I need to go. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. Sorry about that. Have you played Once Human or Palia? I haven't played Palia. I have it installed on the computer though. I just haven't got around to playing it. Oops, I still have that up. Good thing I was about to see if I have played Once Human. That's why I pulled that up. My bad. I probably have it if I don't know what it is. No, I definitely haven't played that. Nope. That's like one of those games that would be on my maybe not list. Use this colour yet? Again, I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. Right, I'm just trying to grab the new strand. There we go. I have the new thread. There we go. It's all ready. Right, now we can get back to doing this. Do you know, when I first added that Pet the Streamer Redeem, I actually had someone question why it's called Pet the Redeemer and not Pat the Redeemer, and I was like, because they're not head pats, they're little strokes, so it's petting me rather than the pat one. But I was just like, why does the wording really matter? You're still doing the same thing, aren't you? Although it's still hover hands, unfortunately. I have to go in to mix it up and fix the hover hand. Or you fix the mix it up overlay. But that's supposed to be right over it, so I have no idea. I'll fix that one day. My 2 needles copulating, thank you. Let's do it all the way down here again. Oh, not as far. I thought I had to go all the way down. No, it's just about here-ish. That's fine. 2, 1, 2. 2, 3. When I put this on the side clamp, no, corner clamp for the Lowry today, I had to take it back off because the fabric has gotten so saggy. Like in the middle, it was just like there was no tension. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, what's going on? Like, it doesn't get put on things that cause it to lose tension. I think it's just from me pulling like my threads so much that over time it slowly just loosened. So I tightened it all back up and it's all good. But tomorrow's going to be a weird day because we're going back to the little owl patchwork style, which means back to 32/2, and I'm so used to stitching with one strand that I'm going to be like, oh, it's so big. Like, I'm also starting to wonder if the 36 count I'm stitching night blooms on is 36 count, because it looks a lot bigger. Like, comparing the stitch size to, I just turned that light on, damn it, to my Barbara Anna seasoned streamers Sal, it just looks bigger. But it could also be ones, and I think, no, they're both linens actually. I was about to say maybe it's because one's a linen and one's an even weave. Nope, they are both linens. One just feels like a tighter weave then, maybe. But I do think I'm going to stitch that Fine Frog Stitching Tempest snake. Again, I can't show you it because it's not on her website. I could go looking on her Patreon to find a cover image, which is what I'll probably do anyway. On that 36 count. Because I don't have any pure black fabric. I also need to go through my finishes and sort those out, because some of those finishes are still on the massive pieces of fabric I stitched them on. Like, I haven't cut them down. Like Barbara Anna's Dancer, which is like her reindeer like one. It is. Oh, okay, I'll have a drink. There you go, I'm drinking. That was the straw. There you go, I had my drink. And for some reason throughout the day I just start to sound really congested. My post-nasal drip's bad. I think it's that cold I had. I know that was back in September. I'm just gonna blame everything on that cold because I can. See, I told you, Mischief, look. Sometimes they don't want to come through. So I have to do the scary. Oh, not as scary. I say it's scary because another thing I'm gonna rip my fabric, which would be bad. I would cry, especially after all the progress I put into this. Though it wouldn't take me long to catch up to where I am if I did the same amount of stitches on this every day. I'd have to do 1,122 stitches to start it again. That was scary because this fabric count is fragile. Yeah. I don't like doing it, but I have no choice because sometimes the end, even though I clear the end, it gets sewn into the strand. So I do that. If it feels like I'm not getting anything, like I'm pulling and pulling and pulling, and I'm not feeling any wiggle, I just tuck it in. And then my one strand just looks a bit thicker. I will not be doing that on the 40 count, so no worries, because that's all going to be 10 stitch. I also have to work out which way is 10 stitch, because I know there is a specific way, although I might just do my bottom leg regardless, because I'm so used to stitching like that. Like, is it a forward slash or a backslash? In terms of like the direction. I do a forward slash, backslash, which is the one that's on the left side of the keyboard next to the shift, to the small shift by caps. That's how I start mine. It's like this. And like I said, I'm also going to be stitching on the Goddess of the Starry Night on 40 count, because I'm not going to be able to get Hubble Bubble kitted up in time. So I only have to get some 40 count fabric, which also saves me money, because I got my first invoice from Megan. It's actually not bad for the Fabric Super Sunday. I don't know if she's gonna send me them in batches, or if I pay the whole lot then she sends it. But I really want that green fabric, that disgusting green I showed you all yesterday, because I want to see what it'll look like. I need to also go through my threads and see if I have the ones for the 11 rabbits. I don't think I do, so I might have to order all of them. It's fine. You know, you can't hear the video I'm listening to. I am agreeing completely with Jamie's reaction to the hate cell, where her opinion is it was just a money grab from Hade, because they used AI to do some of the charts. so they didn't have to license any artwork. For one. Two, I swear to you guys now, I'm pretty sure this is the case. I bought that as an actual chart, the full chart of that that dragon bunny. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Draconis, I want to say. I'm checking my hate folder real quick. It's not in Pattern Keeper, I'd pull it up. Because I bought a ton of charts when they were retiring a bunch on sale. And I thought this artist was one of the retired ones, unless I'm misremembering, right? Is it Draconis Lepus Leo by Michelle Lee? I don't want to open it because that causes my stream to go all funny. But it's Michelle Lee, and I can't remember the last name. I can't read it. Can't remember. I can't read it. It's like PH something LAN maybe. I'm sure that was retired, which is why I bought it, because I bought that and I bought the Go With The Flow, because it's got lotuses and flowers, not flowers, frogs. That's what I meant to say. That was the F I was looking for. And that's why I thought I bought them, because they were going. Waiting for Hay to load. Let's go all the way down to P. Yeah, they're not here. The only PH is Ravine Felon, and it's not them, I'm pretty sure. No, it's definitely not them. Oh, they're the one that done the Divine Grace and stuff, and the Divine... No, it is, wait, it is them. They changed their name. It is them, but why does it say... That's very confusing then. Well... Because there are a few on here that used to be on Diamond Art Club that aren't there anymore. Sag. Oh my goodness. The Princess and the Frog. That's a great finish. Sorry, I looked in the Discord because I had a message from Lumi's server to say she was live, and I was like, oh, I've got a notification in mine. Mischief just posted the finish for... Oh, I have this one. It's so good. I will show that off properly tomorrow. That's for my eyes only at the moment. Ha ha ha. It's in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, you can see it. Anyway. I also told you I leave my needle sticking out my fabric. I'm very slow stitching today. I told you, you get Emma that talks a lot and stitches less, or Emma that stitches more and talks less. There is hardly ever an in-between, except for those days where I can do both. I think it depends on how much distraction, how distracted I am. Like, if I'm showing you guys things or I'm looking things up, I'm obviously not stitching. That's fine. Like, I will get this diagonal done off stream. I love both, honestly. Both versions are cozy for me. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely nice. On the days where I'm just like, I'm just here to be quiet and stitch, it's fine. And the days I'm like, I'm bouncing off the walls and I'm going from topic to topic and I can't remember anything, it's entertaining. He's like, what's Emma on about now? And it's like, who knows? Come back in 5 minutes. I might be talking about something completely different. and you'll be like, how did we even get there from here? I don't even know. But welcome to an insight in my brain. It's great. Although sometimes it is annoying because I really want to talk about one specific thing, and then before you know it, I've forgotten that I wanted to talk about that, or I start talking about it, something else pops in my head, I start talking about that, and then I forget that I wanted to talk about the first thing. And I'm like, oh. And sometimes I'll end stream and I'll be like, oh, I didn't talk about this thing all the way, and I'm like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and I do the same thing. I'm like, why is my brain like this? I mean, I've always done it, so I should be used to it by now, but I'm not. It's very funny when my mum's like asking me a question and I'm like, here, let me give you the detailed answer that you didn't ask for, but it's very important that you have this version, because if you don't, you won't understand this part. And like 10 minutes has passed and I'm just getting to the bit that she actually wanted answering, and I'm like, there you go, there was the thing. And she's like, can you just start with that? I'm like, no, because then you'd have asked me about, you know, the other thing, and so it was just easier for me to just go into it now. Because I've done that. I've gone straight into what she's asked, and then she goes, huh? And I'm like, see, now I have to go around the houses. I have to go pop into the neighbours and tell them. That's what I call it when I start talking about 3 different things at once. This is for the next diagonal. Over there. It's got to the stage where my mum should be used to me doing this as well by now, but nope, every time. Every time. Although I am the worst when it comes to being asked to keep an eye on a program, because I'll be like, yep, I'll watch the program and I'll tell you what happens, and I'll get distracted. I'll be like, I'll just check Discord real quick, and then I'm checking Discord. Mum comes back up and she goes, so what happened? And I go, they got him, and she's like, but what did he do? And I was like, I don't know. She was like, you weren't watching well. I was like, no. I was like, no, I wasn't. I was like, it was adverts, so I was checking Discord, and then the adverts finished, and even though I wasn't listening to anything, I just zoned out. I'm like, so I don't know who murdered who. I don't know what he got sentenced to. I'm sorry. Oopsies. But my brain's a blessing and a curse. You want information that you don't want me to remember for more than the time you need it to? It's in here. It's in here ready for when you never need it again. But the thing you really want me to remember? Gone. Like, sometimes I can remember what a doctor's told me, like, in an appointment, as long as it's not been a day. There are times where I've come back on stream after having to take the day off because I had a hospital appointment, like, so this is what happened at the hospital appointment, and then I have to tell you about the whole time because I have to do it that way, otherwise I won't remember. I can only remember the very, very important bits, like, you need surgery, and it's like, yes, I do, thank you for telling me that. Could have told you that, but, you know, I'm glad we both agree. This is why I've thought about adding a 5-minute Emma, you're talking too much. Please stop talking for 5 minutes so you can actually get some stitches into your progress or into your project. I've thought about adding that, but I think that might be more for when I do that stupidly long 6 portal stream at some point, which again would have to be on a weekend because it would be the best time to do it. Would have to be a Sunday though, because Saturdays are very important because 5 PM is the Diamond Art Club early access, and I can't miss that if there's one I want, because otherwise it'll be gone, like that Maragoni Suli. It was like that, it was gone. There's me panic adding 2 to my cart by accident. My Saturdays are me days. I missed out on Astronomy Witch restock. Oh no. That sucks. I bought that one when it released, so I didn't have to worry. I'm just waiting for the Rainy Summer Day from her and the other Christmas release they did, because I didn't get that one because I had to pick and choose, because they always release the good ones. They do Black Friday, I have little to no money, and then they like, hey, or I have no points because I used them all, and then I although I didn't go as crazy this year as I did last year, to be fair. I bought like 15 paintings, like 1-5. I spent £500 in 2024 on the Black Friday. But to be fair, I had literally just had my stoma surgery, which was a very major operation. I did see the survey. I voted on like 17 that I would buy, so I'm already saving money. I voted on 45. But there was like 250, so I did like a third. The rest were just AI. I felt like there was just like, I'm gonna pull up the it's not gonna show them all, is it though? Because it's closed. Because it won't show you the ones I didn't vote on, only the ones I did. That opened twice. I'm trying to find, hang on. My votes. Right, some look so AI, I didn't like them, honestly. They were just so bad. Again, this will only show you the ones, this will only show you the ones I voted on. So here, let me show you the ones I voted on, just because. So these were the ones I voted on. So we have an Ennis, Sheena Pike. That's an Elizabeth Alba. I don't know who the artist is for that one. I think it's Anne Stokes, if I had to guess. That, I don't know who that is. That's a MrsButterD. I had to remember then. I don't know who that one is. There's a little signature. Oh, it's a Dakota. There's the Maragoni. This is me. This is what happens when you read a book for too long. You turn to a skeleton. And obviously, I had to vote for this. The Sam Hine Cressabug episodic drawing. Tomorrow's Problems. Another MrsButterD. This little cozy one. Another Elizabeth. An Aria. Don't know who the artist is for this one. Now, there is a chance that AI has slipped in. I did do my due diligence and I do reverse image search, but sometimes they tell you it's something else. Another one of these. I don't remember voting for that one. Sometimes it adds votes. I don't remember voting for this one. But who knows? That's a Jeremiah Kettner. Another MrsButterD. Jeremiah Kettner. Yumi. MrsButterD. This might be a Maragoni again. Another Ennis. That's, I can't remember the artist. This one I tried to look if it was AI. I couldn't tell. I did do the reverse image search and I looked at the details. It didn't look like it. But again, who knows? There was that one. This one looked nice. This cat. This one looked nice. I don't know who the artist is. I can't remember. Obviously, I need my Bonnie White. Another MrsButterD. Another... Ow. Sorry. That's a Maragoni. I do hope MrsButterD are more square drill. I feel like most of her new ones come out round drill. Yeah, the problem is with Diamond Art Club, though, is they do it based on what it will look best in. So they do render it as both a square or a round. But if it looks better square or better round, that's what they go with. They used to offer both, but it just became too expensive, so I get why they stopped. And they found that more people were buying the square ones anyway. Another Bonnie White. Another potential Maragoni. Obviously, a Randall Spangler. Come on. Another Aria. This one would be beautiful. Another Maragoni. Another Aria. A Sheena Pike. Don't know who the... There is a tiny... I do wish that we would get who the artist is. Like, there's space. Like, look at all this space here. Just put who the artist is. There's this one. These ones. Another Ennis. Oh, is that it for page 1? Oh, that's just all of them. That's all my votes. So, again, not many. I voted for lots more in the past. Like... You can literally see I had 82, then 91, 94, 100, 128, 23, 100, 152, and 159. Because if I like it, I'm going to buy it. As long as it's not AI. You got more selective. I think it's just when it's the seasonal ones, they bring out so much more AI that I'm like... Why are there Valentine's releases? When are these coming out? Please say not tomorrow. They're all coming out tomorrow. No. No, there's a Mrs. Butts. I'm not getting any of these. There's a Richard Lawrence. I don't know who this one is. But... Oh no. This one's cute, but no. Oh, it's a Miss Holly. Oh, there's 3. There's 3 out of them that are mine. Oh, actually 4, because Kiyomi. Oh no. Well, I'm just gonna cry in my corner. I don't get paid till Friday, and he's will be gone by then. Is fine. In other news, Unconventional are having a sale, it seems, just in case people want to go spend money they don't have on projects. It's fine. They're a restock. In 6 months, I still won't have the money. It's like we're supposed to be saving for a hotel just in case I get everything I need to get sorted for my surgery. Because I have an appointment in March. And then from there, if I've lost enough weight with the help of this medication that I haven't started yet because I don't have it yet, so that's why I've got to speak to my doctor. They'll probably book the surgery once they'll probably want to do like regular check-ins and then book it, but I have no idea where I'm going to find the money because it's going to cost about $1,000. And I don't have $1,000. Does anyone have $1,000 in their back pocket? I'm kidding, please don't. But like having to have Zelda's dental work done didn't help. I'm glad I still done it though, because he's more important than me at the moment. I can suffer, he can't, you know. I mean, I suffered for 7 years before I got anything, so I'm fine with suffering. He can't though. It's not fair. But the reason why it's going to cost $1,000 because we've got to stay in a hotel because I've got to go all the way to London. And it was about 500 for a week, and we got to stay for 2. Because that's how long they think I'll be in hospital for, but I think they'll be very wrong and I'll be out sooner than that because they need to drug me up to the 9s for me to not want to leave hospital. It's also why I'm planning to take cross-stitch with me this time, because I think having something to keep my brain preoccupied will help. But I'm not taking anything like this. Could you imagine if I come into hospital and I've got like three big bags and they're like, you're only staying for like 2 weeks and you're going to be wearing the clothes you came in without, depending, you know. Like, you're going to be wearing a hospital gown. It's like, oh, this is my setup. And it's like, what do you mean? I just like press a button and like my bag's just open and it's like this ultimate cross stitches setup. And I'm like, yeah, I'm prepared. I'll be like Johnny from Hotel Transylvania with his backpack. That'll be me with my cross-stitching stuff, and I just whip out this project and I'm like, I'm ready. But no, I'm gonna be taking I'm taking a project bag and I'm keying up the Barbara Anna Seasons Keepers, the women one, because they're big ones, but they're not stupidly big and they're not stupidly small that I won't finish them so quick. Although with me sitting in a hospital all day every day for 2 weeks, who knows? Just to quickly show you what I'm on about. This is Barbara Anna's Ko-fi. I didn't mean to click on that. That was a misclick. I already own that, so it doesn't matter. So I bought this, but this is for me to do outside. So these ones, these Seasons Keepers, so the sun, the winter, the autumn, and the hex one, and the spring. So I'll be doing these on 4 different pieces, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of fabric. And I'll kit them all up. They'll go on their separate rings. They'll go in a project bag. I'll take a large nurge with me. and then I'll have to buy an AUK pot because I'm not taking my big pot. I'm also buying a pair of mini scissors to go in my thread keeper. Zelda, why are you here? Why are you here? I mean, I know why you're here, because you want attention, but why are you there? No, please don't eat my microphone. Yes, he's right here. Oh, you can't see because I've still got Google up. Hang on. Ow, that's my finger. I'm trying to hold the end of my microphone so he doesn't. He's there. Look, there he is. Wait, people want to see you. The cat wants threads. Yeah, he does. But he also wants attention, but he also wants to eat the thread. So you can't eat these. No, no thanks. No, he's moving everything. Look. Sorry, I muted my mic then by accident, but he's moving the mic. This is also why my mic is covered in cat hair. That's the muff that goes over this. I probably sound terrible right now. Hang on. There we go. Everyone's saying what you're doing. Look how Maple is in my lap. Zelda, you're on the keyboard. If you get a weird message in the Discord, that's me. Aww. I have to share my lap between the cat and the yard, but at least she's laying there. Unlike someone. I'm gonna put this over here for a minute. Now Spike's screaming too. He's literally wedged himself, like right here is my keyboard. That's where I put it so I could type on things, and he's just there. Did get a really good Hades pick earlier. Oh, so no, don't move the webcam. Oh god. Just gonna minimize Discord before he tries to send a message. I'm holding the webcam too, just in case. You know, I'm gonna get asked later if Zelda was a good boy, and the answer's gonna be no. That's what the answer's gonna be, no. Because he, is trying to break everything. Come on, sir. He's turned the light on now. And I'm making it, there we go. Did you turn that light on again? No. The screen's not black, that's just Zelda. That is just Zelda right there. See? Yeah. Are you gonna go eat your pumpkin cat food to help your tum-tum? Instead of trying to chew all my things, you're gonna fall off the desk. Zelda, you're gonna fall off. He is on the edge of this desk. Ah, look at Hades. Oh, I didn't tell you this. The other day, I was watching a Lumi stream. And when she goes on her BRB screen, she has a gif of Lila kneading. Zelda was staring at that picture, and then it went off. And he was sad because it was gone. But he was proper like, what's that? What's that? Getting real close to my screen. And I was like, it's Lila. You can now see my... This is how we're going to do the rest of the stream. Here, we're going to do this. Actually, I can just bring the Google up. It's fine. There we go. So I'll just keep talking about this for a minute. So these are what I plan to bring with me. I don't plan on bringing anything else because I think these are big enough that I won't finish them as quick. But this one also comes with a bonus pattern. It came with the sun, this. So I could also stitch that too. Because she made this whole design there. Oh, Zelda's now yawning. But I have this series. I have the autumn cat, I have Christmas cat, and I have spring and summer cat. Zelda's on the keyboard. Zelda, you're gonna have to get off now, mate. I'm sorry. Don't fight against me. It's fine. Go on, mate. I need to cut his claws, they're sharp. I'll put this back over. Even though stream's gonna be done soon, because I just got the notification that the last lot of ad breaks are going. It's a good thing I did put Google up, because my webcam is like not where I had it. Also, look at the poor state of these threads. Look at the mess he's made. He got me. Look at that, he got me. Ugh. I'm gonna bleed to death now. Ugh. My watch has to sit there as well, Zelda, or just above it. Oh well. That's what it's like living with Zelda, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know. That's what it's like all the time. Except for the times when he's asleep. But when he's awake, he wants to be here. Is that light on? No, it's not. It's alright. But this is why he's not allowed on the desk when I cross stitch, because he tries to eat my thread. And then there's Doctor's cat Maple, who's just laying there with a whole skein of yarn. And we're not a care in the world at the moment. Yeah, I'll have all my whips ready to go. Because my Yasmin's made with love. Thread keeps. Try to do that, throwing these everywhere. So it has this, and this is meant for your scissors. Again, I'm not taking these, because no thanks. So I'm getting a small pair to clip on here, because I don't care if they go blunt easily, because they're just going to be used whilst I'm in hospital, and then probably in the hotel. Oh no, don't do that up. But I have time to prepare. I'm trying to get certain things ready now, so I'm not rushing. Because the last thing those of you that are here in 2024, when I was telling you all throughout the summer that I was going to be having surgery like September. And then I took a break from streaming because I was like, I could get a call any day now to tell me you need to be in hospital for this date, this time, you know. And I actually missed that phone call. Because what is it with hospitals phoning you at 8 o'clock in the morning? Like, I'm not up. And if I am up, even if I'm up, I'm not answering the phone because I'm so tired. I sound like I can't speak. I might be awake, but my brain's still on my pillow snoring. Because I just can't think about answering the phone and talking to someone about things like, here's your surgery date, here's when you've got to come in, here's where you've got to go. But I just send it to me in a letter, please. But I remember I got a text message. I missed the phone call, so I got a voicemail. And then I got a text and then an email about my surgery, and I was like, oh. then it was a case of, right, book the hotel, pack our stuff the day before. Well, we actually had to go up the day before, but pack our stuff the day before we were leaving to go up to London. It was chaotic and very stressful. So I want all the cross-stitching stuff ready to go, so that way in the case of, say I lose enough weight that they want and it's like, right, you can have surgery in a month, I will have it ready. That again, though, I don't know what to do about a hotel. Figure it out. Like that's the problem with hospitals. You could be like, yeah, you're on the wait list to have surgery, and like, okay, how long's the wait list? 6 to 18, maybe more months, and you're like, okay. I mean, I guess that's good because it means I'm not like critically ill and need surgery tomorrow, and I have more time to prepare. And then suddenly, like a week later, you get a phone call like, hey, can you come up next week? We have an opening, and it's like, no. Then you get the hospital jitters, or at least I do. I don't think it matters how often you go to hospital and how long you're there for. You always still get that horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach. I mean, at least I do. It doesn't, like, I've had plenty of surgeries, but most of them have been daytime, so I've been able to go home the same day. I've only had 2 surgeries I've had to stay overnight. Well, for more than a night. I just don't like it. So that's why I'm preparing. So what you'll probably get is instead of like, oh, Zelda, why are you back? Sir, why are you back? You're moving the mic again. Zelda. It's the same mic, it's not gone anywhere new. He's acting like he's never seen this mic before. No, not the wire, please. No, oh, now he's moving the light. No, 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 no. No teethies on the wires, please. No, 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 no. He's after those again. See, this is why you're not allowed up here. What are you doing? Come on. Come on. I'll touch your primordial pouch. That's what I thought. I'm being blinded now. Now I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh well. Oh, I remember, it came back. It came back. It's fine. Surgery. It was more about when I'm in hospital, up until I have surgery and after I've recovered enough that I can stitch again, because there's no way I'm going to be stitching the day I have surgery. I am going to be drugged up to the nines. I will be posting pictures of my cross stitch like I would any normal day. But that's what I meant. That's what I was going to say. And Little will probably be holding down the helm and giving you guys the actual updates. Like the Emma's in surgery, Emma's had surgery, she's fine. Like she did last time. But we can sort all this out. Oh, that's getting really painful. I'm such a kid. I'm gonna play Disney Dreamlight Valley. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I love playing that game too, though I've been very bad at playing it lately. I haven't been playing it. I played it when they released Tiana. Got Tiana. Haven't touched it since. I think what it is, it's just, you know, it's one of those games that you have to play every single day, and I'm like, ugh. Sorry, I missed that last bit. When is your surgery? I don't have a date yet. I have to lose enough weight first because they're repairing my hernia, which is massive. They need me to lose weight because if they don't, it will just pop back out. So I have to be put on some weight loss medication because the hernia is so big. I can't exercise, and there's other reasons I can't exercise. Although I want to get my little under the desk pedal bike back out and just not go so hard on it as I did last time. Because that's caused so much pain, because I did 1,000 rotations in one go and I was like, ow, I shouldn't have done that. So I have plans. There was a game on the Nintendo Wii where you could buy a bike. It was like a Wii Fit type of thing. And it was a little stationary bike, and you could cycle these tracks. And there are videos of those tracks on YouTube. So my plan is to just sit and do a course a day to build up, to do a whole marathon of them. To help with my leg muscles, because they're not atrophied, but they're not as good as they used to be. But yeah. Where is the hernia? Right where my stoma is. I have a parastomal hernia. Which is fun. Because that's why they want to fix it, because my stoma is literally, it's sitting out like this. Like, if I stood up and I angled the camera, you would see it before you saw the rest of me. You could actually see it last week. When I was stitching on, not the 6 portals, Cherry Magpie, you would get glimpses of it. I try not to show it because it's very big, but it's very hard not to. I look pregnant from one side, which is funny. Ouch, that sucks. Yeah, I got that 6 months after I had the surgery. I blame Zelda, because I had to keep reaching over, because those of you that remember, when I was working on Ivory Crow, I had it in my Millennium frame, and that thing was so big I had to reach over it, and Zelda knew I couldn't reach him, so he'd get on the desk like he did just now, and he'd be behind it, so I'd have to stretch over to pick him up. So I think that's what it was. Because I haven't lifted anything heavier than him. Because my mum won't let me. Although, it probably doesn't help that my tumbler, it's metal and everyone says it's heavy when it's full. I don't. I'm getting a little workout. So maybe this isn't helping, but it's the only tumbler that keeps my drink cold all day. Ow, I just whacked myself with it. I have said though, once I find out when the date is, the last stream before I have my surgery, I will show you guys the hernia, but I won't lift up my top. You'll just see it through my clothes. I'm not gonna be like, look at it, because no. But we'll say that's my goodbye to it. They'll be like, bye. Next time you see this, you'll be flat. Eyes finished. Good job, doctor. But the issue is, it is getting bigger. Because it's my intestines, so of course it will. I actually don't think there's any intestine left where it's supposed to be. I think it's all in here now. But it is funny when I go to appointments and that's the first thing they see and they're like, what is that? And I'm like, I know. It's, yeah. Where's... I think this is in the wrong spot. I think that's supposed to be there. Is it growing still? I think so. Oops, you said that after I sent. Yeah, it's fine. I do that a lot. I'll say something and someone asks and I'll be like, oh, it's fine. Because it's definitely gotten bigger the last month as well. But, you know, I'll put up with it. It's definitely not ideal, but there's like literally nothing they can do at the moment. It's not impacting. If it was causing issues with my stoma, then they'd have to, but it's not. Like, luckily my stoma is still very functional. Though I do think the surgeon made it worse, because when I went to see him in the summer, he pushed it in, and then when it came back out, thump. I was like, oh. But I'm experiencing 50% of what pregnant women feel. I say 50% because, like I said, it's only on one side. Posted as well. Oh, let's see this hat then, doctor. Let's see. Where's the hat? Oh my goodness. Is that the same yarn color for the myrrh? Because if so, then yes, I love such a cute little hat. Boop. It is the same yarn color as the frankincense. Ah, but that is what I suppose you mean. Yes, that's the one I meant. Because this is the one you're working on now is the one that has the myrrh. Yes, I got them mixed up. That is my bad. But at least you do what I meant. Correct. See, it was in my head. I just had to clean the dust a little bit. Don't know why I'm so excited for the myrrh. I honestly don't know why that's the only one I can keep saying every time. If once you finish the frankincense, I'll just leave the gold and then watch me still call it the myrrh. No, once you finish the myrrh, it will just leave the gold. See, I did it the other way around. The frankincense is in my head. What exactly is the stoma? What exactly is a stoma? Very sorry, curious brain. No, it's fine. Like I've always said, I'm a very open book when it comes to it. So a stoma is just a medical hole that's in your body that has... Some people have stomas when they have feeding tubes. So there are many different types of stomas. There's a feeding tube stoma. There's a stoma that is for the bowel. Then there's a stoma for the urine because there's a urostomy. There are obviously many other stomas in that too, but these are the most common ones. And it's just basically a hole in your skin. So mine's where they brought my large intestine out. Not the whole of it. They basically, they cut your, this is too close. They cut your intestine and they leave it attached down here. Like, hello. And this bit, they poke out your skin. And that's what makes the stoma for the bowel bit. I don't know how they do it for a urostomy because I don't have one, so I can't tell you. But that's what they did. And then you can have a surgery to either reconnect those two and you have a fully functioning bowel again. Or, in my case, which is what I'm having done, you go bye-bye to that bit and you throw it away. You don't. They surgically remove it and then they sew your butthole up and then you get a Barbie butt or a Ken butt, depending. I can tell you if you want to know. I mean, I don't mind. I just only know the one I have because I have it. There's nothing wrong with knowing more. But there are two different types of stomas that you can get. There is a colostomy and then there's an ileostomy. And I have a colostomy, which means my output, aka stool, is more firm than ileostomy, which is more liquid, because the ileostomy is made from your small intestine, whereas a colostomy is made from your larger intestine. Why did they do it? For me, they did it because I have Crohn's disease. And I was having issues going to the bathroom. I had TMI warning. Anyone that is eating or doesn't want to know, mute me for like 2 minutes. I'm giving you a TMI warning. This is your only warning. Okay? I used to suffer with really bad constipation all my life. Didn't matter if I had laxatives. I was put on so many laxatives as a child. Did nothing. High fibrous diet. Complete opposite of what it's supposed to do. Complete opposite. Normally, after you have surgery or you have bouts of constipation, they tell you to increase your fibre because that helps. Complete opposite for me. And I found out that people that have Crohn's actually do have that issue. High fibre causes more constipation, which causes lots of pain. There you go. I found that out the hard way. But there are other reasons why you can have a stoma formed. It can be from having like bowel cancer, which is why my granddad also has one, because he actually had surgery in February last year to have his done because he had bowel cancer. So I had mine done in November, he had his done in the February. And not everyone, I shouldn't also say that not everyone who has Crohn's will get a stoma. Some people will never have a surgery in their life whilst they have it because it's very mild and it's very well managed on meds. Mine's never been managed on meds. I have never had a symptom-free time, aka remission. Because there is no cure for Crohn's, there is only treatment. And my treatment was not working. Sounds painful. I'm sorry this happened to you. I mean, it is what it is. And Crohn's is an autoimmune condition as well. So it's basically my body's like, the gut needs to go. So that's what happened. But once, it's one of those things where it is sad to be diagnosed with this because you have all these other things that can pop up. But I was so relieved when I got the diagnosis because we had spent years trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I was going to doctor after doctor with the same issues, and no doctor put the puzzle together. It wasn't till I was referred to a plastic surgeon who specializes in cancer reconstruction. Like, that's what he does, plastic surgery generally, but he tends to do reconstruction for people that have had cancer. So like a boob job for people who've had a mastectomy, or reattaching a nipple and things like that, or fixing someone's face who's had like ocular cancer. So, you know, so he done that, and he sent biopsies because I overgranulate when I get wounds. Obviously when I get minor wounds like a cat scratch, they don't, but when I get certain types of wounds, they do overgranulate, which is basically where normally your skin will bloop over the wound, or in the case of mine, it should do this. Mine does this, it gets so far and then it just goes wee, and it's yeah, it can. It's fine. I thought my internet died. It was Lumi's stream that's died. I was like, oh, the internet doesn't want me talking about this. It's fine. So he sent biopsies. Yes, sorry, doctor. Doctor's like, just get on with it. So he sent biopsies, and that's when he found out that my inflammation was off the charts, and it also came back with a type of IBD, because I don't know how they did the biopsy to find out, but they did. And it came back with signs of IBD, which is inflammatory bowel disease. So at the time I could have had either Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Some people even get both, which is very unfortunate for those people. And mine came back as Crohn's, perianal Crohn's. So it tends to only affect down there, even though Crohn's can affect you from your mouth to your anus, because they are your digestive tract. And some of us even have sinus issues, which is fun, because it is connected to the digestive tract through your mouth, because your nose. But yeah, because the only reason why I had all these, I had like 3 surgeries back to back. I had an abscess on my butt cheek. That was fun. I had that drained. That took ages to heal. Like, I had that done in November 2017. By November 2018, it was still healing. So they tested me for diabetes, they checked me for cancer, for thyroid issues, anything they could think of that could say where my wounds were healing slow. Didn't have any of those. So that was good. But then I just had surgery after surgery, because I just needed surgeries to fix things. Like my bum fell apart. I'm not kidding. I sat on the toilet one day and there was just blood everywhere, and I was like, what the heck? Went to the doctors. You have a big hole in your bum. I was like, oh, great. So I had to have that operated on, to the point where I had a hole in my back, like in my butt, that you could touch my spine. So that was fun. That's closed now actually, so I don't have that anymore, but that's good. That's what the surgery in August of 2021 was for, to close it, because it wasn't healing on its own. Does it affect you having babies? It can. Like, not the Crohn's itself, but the surgeries can. But we don't know until I try to get pregnant, which won't be for a while, for obvious reasons. But this is why I ended up giving up my job, because it was too demanding for me at the time. I couldn't bend down, and I had to bend down a lot. So now I sit here and yap for hours and cross stitch instead. I have diabetes and I get abscesses not healing for forever. I have one on my armpit that keeps coming back. Yeah. And the problem with having an autoimmune condition though is they can you can actually develop more, because once your body starts attacking something, it's very easy for it to attack something else. So they actually think I might have oh, what's it called? I don't know how to say it because it comes out my mouth all jumbled, but it's HS. It's like Hydra something suprava. And they think I might have that. And I looked at pictures because it was on my MRI, my most recent one. And I looked at pictures, and then I looked at my legs because the back of my legs are covered in these spots that we have no idea where they came from. And yeah, they look quite similar to the first stage. And I'm like, oh. Hydrangeas. See, this is the problem. I think that is it, doctor. I think that is it. It's because there's an ititis and I can't do the t. But yeah, that's it. But I'm currently on medication for my Crohn's. I take 1 tablet every day. And it's called Rinvoq, or as I like to call it, Arpanatamab, because I can't say it. I was on, at first, I was on infliximab, or Remicade for the Americans. And then I was on Stellara injections, Hydrangeas. See, I can't do that. Is the correct spelling apparently? Yeah, that was, you had it though. I knew what you meant. We can spell it. I just can't say it. My mum can. I can't. I just don't know how to do that last. Yeah. I had those. I had them for about a year. Stopped working. And now I take 1 tablet, which is Rinvoq. Acne Inversa is the more easy name. Yeah, that is definitely easy. Did that thread just bloody did? It did. How rude. How rude. Ugh. Fine. It's fine. My arm's looking red right now. Look, that was the Zelda scratch. Remember when I showed you like 5 minutes ago? It looked fine. Oops. I should probably wash it. I'll wash it after stream. It's fine. I'll probably finish these 3 stitches and then I'll call stream for today because I have gone on a little longer, which is fine. But I'm a pretty open book when it comes to having Crohn's and all that, because I've said this many a time, but if anyone is ever hearing me talk about this and they think, hey, I have similar symptoms, I'm not diagnosing you. This is my advice. You should go speak to your doctor. You find blood in your poo, speak to a doctor. It's better to find out it's nothing than to put it off and find out it's stage 4 and incurable. Or it's really bad and you need lots of surgeries. That's my goal to talk about these, is if one person goes and gets themselves checked because they're like, hey, this sounds similar, and even if it turns out to be nothing, it's better for it to be nothing than something serious. I only talk about it so openly because Total Biscuit, John Bain, was diagnosed with bowel cancer over 10 years ago now, and he put it off for so long that when he actually found out, it wasn't too late for treatment, but the treatments didn't work, and he sadly passed away from it. So he made one of his final videos was to talk about it. And although I don't have bowel cancer, I do have Crohn's, which does increase your chances of getting cancer. This is why I talk about it. Because if one person goes and gets themselves checked and finds it early or doesn't have it at all, that's the best. Prevention is key. It's better to find out you could develop it and they can do something than to put it off and be like, oh. Because I think we should talk about these things more. I know it's gross. I know it's uncomfortable. But does your grandfather also have Crohn's or not? No, he doesn't. Like, that's what's strange. But bowel cancer does run in the family. His mum had it. So it could be a case the reason why I developed Crohn's is because there's some gene mutation to do with the gene that does the gut, and I just developed Crohn's instead. Like, we don't know what causes Crohn's yet, do we? Like, that's the thing. Like, we're doing studies. Some people say, oh, it's due to your diet, but there are people out there that eat healthy food and still get it. It's just a genetic lottery, and I lost. Me and my granddad joke because I've had my gallbladder taken out. It can run in families as well. Yeah, like there could also be the chance that his mum had it, like had Crohn's, and because back then it wasn't like people didn't talk about these things. People didn't go to the doctor. People sat and suffered. I know that all relates to not talking about it, you know, but they wouldn't go to the doctor until they were practically dying, and then they'd get told, well, you have cancer and you're gonna die soon, and then they go, oh, but they'll keep it to themselves because they don't want to burden their family. But I think we should talk about it, because if we didn't talk about it, my granddad wouldn't have got himself checked. It's because I talk about it so often that he went and got himself checked. And they caught it early enough. He had the stoma done, and now he doesn't have bowel cancer, though he does have lung cancer. Although he's had treatment, he's got to have a test done to see if it's come back or not, or if it's still there. But, you know, like, again, by talking about it, people went and got themselves tested. So prevention is key. There is no cure for these things, but there are treatment. There are things that can help. And that's what's important. That's why I talk about these things. But like, me and my granddad were joking about it, and we said that I ended up with everything that didn't come out in everyone else. Because my mum's like, she's not, I wouldn't say my mum's healthy, but she has fibromyalgia, but like that's about it. She doesn't have any other health issues. And then I came along and it's like this, and it's like, oh. But I also found out once the Crohn's was diagnosed, I found out that the reason why my gallbladder could have played up was because of it. Because I think what happened was, I've had it my whole life. I got to 20 years old. I was under so much stress from 18 to 19 years old that I hit 20 and my body went, do you know what? I can't do this anymore. And then it exploded. Which, fair, you know, it could have done it when I was in school, you know, which would have been worse. But yeah, like I said, I'm a very open book when it comes to it. So if you have any questions, I don't mind answering. The only ones I won't ask are any sexual questions, because no. That is a hard no. Do people have sex with stomas? Yes, they do. Should they? No. Why? because exit only. You can have sex up the bum, that's fine. Stoma, no. We've also had this discussion on stream once. It was a very awkward stream because I was asking questions because I was like, I could Google this, but I preferred to ask you. Can I restart my Disney Dreamlight? I played it like 2 years ago, but want to start over. I mean, I guess you could. You would be starting with no moonstones, no Dreamlight, so you would have to, like, it'd be like back to the very beginning, but you would unlock the content sooner. Like, you wouldn't have to wait like we did. But it might be best to start again though, because of all the new stuff. So it's up to you, really. Like, at the end of the day, it is entirely your choice. If you're happy with starting over, then start over. If you think you'd regret it, then maybe don't. But there you go. There was an hour of story time with Emma about having Crohn's and all that. I can't see the option. I don't know where it is. Here, let's Google it real quick. How do I if I could type restart Disney Dreamlight Valley. You need to go into the settings on the title screen, the general tab, and select reset profile or reset game. But that will literally wipe everything, if that's what you want. Or according to this Reddit thread, you have to start a new game. But I don't know if that one works. Hopefully that one works. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this diagonal off stream because I was yapping too much, which is fine. And then tomorrow, like I said, is our first whip showcase of the year. So you can put things in the Discord. If you're in the Discord. If you're not, hang on, let me pull up my phone. If you aren't in the Discord and would like to be, then there you go. So you can join the Discord. Kinda wish I could make more than one. Yeah. Yeah, I do wish they'd give you that option so you can have multiple saves. But I guess I get why, because it's a cloud save feature and that would take up so much space, especially when some people have been playing since the game was first announced in early access, and they have lots of stuff. And if something happens to the server and people lose their multiple saves, people will be very mad. So it's probably safer to just not. Like, I get it. It's annoying because because most games let you have more than one, but this one's like, nope, just the one, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess. But anyway, on that note, I am gonna head off though, because it's 7:15. You've had me here for nearly 4 hours. So let me just switch here real quick. Put this, oh my god, that was so squeaky. There for a minute. turn the light off for a sec so it's not blinding me. There we go. But I want to thank you all for coming today. I appreciate every single one of you, whether you were here all the time, part of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, because you were lurking. And also thank you to those of you that put up with my little talk just now, my medical talk. I do appreciate you sticking around for that. Again, I think it's very important we talk about these things more. I won't talk about it every stream like that, but every now and again it just needs bringing up to make sure people look after themselves. Yeah, thank you, Natty. But once again, I will be back tomorrow. She thinks all the yapping. You're welcome, Doctor. And thank you. But I will be back tomorrow with our live whip showcase. Again, that will be happening at the 2-hour-ish mark. So the way it works, because I normally do these on Twitch only, but I've been doing YouTube streams. I have ad breaks on Twitch. So I have every hour I get a 3-minute ad break. After that second ad break, that's when we do the whip parade, like the whip showcase. So you have until then really to post. You can still post whilst I'm showing them off and I'll go back. But if I'm like, we're done and you've posted, you'll have to wait till next month, unfortunately. But yeah, but you can join the Discord and post in there. And all I ask when you do post is you include a teeny weeny bit of information about what it is you're working on. So that can be the chart name, who the designer is, if it's a cross stitch, what count are you stitching it on. I don't need specific details like, oh, this is an 18 by 27 piece. No, just some 40 count linen, 36 count even weave, you know, just something like that. And then the threads are specifically for cross stitch if you're using the called for, or if you're using a conversion. Not specific details like all the threads, just all DMC or all DMC and thread works, you know, things like that. Just because if that way people want to know what you're working on, they can. It's more for me, I'm gonna be honest. It's because there are times where I see something like, oh, what's that? And they don't include anything, and I'm like, what's this beautiful piece? How am I supposed to stitch it to? And then I try and Google image reverse search it, and it doesn't work. And I'm like, I just want to know what this masterpiece is. So that's what it is. It's more for me, but it also helps because if other people want to see what it is, then they too can see. Yeah. But like I said, tomorrow I'll be back with a Little Owl patchwork cell, and then Thursday is more Olivia. There will not be a stream. Oh, what's this? What's this, Doctor? Oh my goodness, it's a little Frodo the Frog. Look at that pan. It's a cute little froggy. It's an average difficulty. That means Emma can't do it. That's what that means. Emma can't do it because Emma doesn't know how to hold her thread. Well, her yarn. I don't know how to do the fingers. It fails. But yeah, so Thursday, back to Olivia. There will not be a stream this Friday. Because on Fridays, on the last Friday of the month, that is when I do my floss tubes. And I try to have them up the first Saturday of the month, but literally... Wait. Saturday's the 31st, but next Saturday is the 7th. So it could be up by then. It just depends on how long the editing takes. I am going to use Notion to do all the things instead of me editing pictures in to see if that helps. But we shall see. We shall see. But that's enough yapping from me. I have yapped so much. I'm surprised I can still speak. But once again, I will see you all back here tomorrow at around 3:30 PM UK time for our last Wednesday stream of the month. So, with all that said, take care everyone. Have a lovely rest of your day. If I don't see you tomorrow, then have a lovely Wednesday, and I hope to see you back here sometime soon. And stay safe, stay warm, stay cool, depending on where you live, and I will see you next time. So, goodbye.